To come to the fifth move, it's of the 8 brocades, the fifth move, but again I'm adding the 18 form qigong sequence after and a 9 form that I picked up in Himalayas. So again it's 35 moves in all, 3 forms stuck together. Basically you can do these singly or in order, doesn't matter, but we're going to go down the Pilates, yogic and hypno breath path with it. Again, bit of a mouthful this one, a few different ways you say it, it doesn't really matter, they're very sort of interlinked. Everyone will have a different way of saying it. Snakehead swing tail for short is the best one, or bending over to wag the tail to calm heart fire, or swing head and tail to eliminate heart fire, Shinqua heart fire. Within the traditional form, this will calm down heart fire, like it says. A lot of linked to this specific emotions, organs, etc., specific moves, but it will benefit every single organ, cell, sinew in a way, because that breath manifests everywhere in every single atom of the body and sinew of the body. So I digress there. We're going to go straight into the breathing. Spend a lot of time in the breathing. You pick up the movement easy. And that's all it is, movement. Don't get too caught up, it's mind candy. So if it works, great. It makes you feel good after, great. If it doesn't, don't go there. Let's not get too caught up. This is specific, this form, that form, etc. It's movement, and you don't want to waste that movement. So you can mix it with any breathing you like. There's no laws set on that. So let's go straight in. So zip up pelvic floor, scoop out abdominals. We're going down the Pilates path. We're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale through pursed lips, keeping them shoulders down, okay? Now, as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out abdominals, that breath will go into these lower lobes of lungs. If you want to see where that's going, if you have to sort of, make sure you know where that's going, then get the 2 middle fingers touching underneath the xiphoid process, the sternum, the breastbone, palms on the lower lobes of lungs. You're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale through pursed lips, as if you're blowing out a candle through pursed lips. And as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out abdominals, just feel that breath coming low and deep to these lower lobes of lungs, these fish gills, 3D style. You'll feel the fingers moving like seaweed on the bottom of the seabed, like this, coming back and forth. Even just a micro movement, a millimetre, that is happening naturally, because there's nowhere else for the breath to go. As you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals right now, you'll feel that breath coming low and deep into these lower lobes of lungs, intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. So as you do that right now, feel that breath in that lateral thoracic breathing manner. That's what we call it, lateral thoracic breathing. That helps us use the pelvic floor and our corset muscle in the most efficient manner, helping us breathe anywhere but the belly button. And that supports the spine, that transverse abdominis, the corset muscle, in the most efficient manner. So just allow that to happen as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out abdominals. That's going to help us breathe into these lower lobes of lungs, the intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. Okay, as though someone's opening an umbrella inside your rib cage and letting go, or someone's just pushing out from inside your ribs and letting go. Just adding width to the lungs and length to the out breath. Okay, lovely. It's as if someone's wrapped a scarf around your ribs and you're breathing that scarf wide and full. Now again, that's the Pilates breath. That's going to help us use the pelvic floor and our corset muscle, the transverse abdominis, 3 layers deep, which is segmentally stabilising your spine in the most efficient manner, helping us breathe anywhere but the belly button. But we're going to go down the yogic path with it. So as we go down the yogic path, we're going to close the mouth now, and you'll find you're breathing out through the nose, and that smaller filter for the nose will lengthen the whole wheel cycle of the breath. That will actually lengthen the whole of the breath, that even breath. But what you will find as you do that right now, as you keep on zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out abdominals, and breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, you will find that you want to allow your out breath to lengthen longer than your in breath. So just Allow that to happen without even trying, or try not to try. Allow that to happen right now. Okay, and as you do that, consciously take your mind to that out breath now and lengthen that out breath. Quadruple it, double it, or triple it. Rather than the breath breathe you, you're going to breathe the breath. You're going to consciously take your mind to that out breath and elongate it. Consciously take your mind to that out breath and elongate the out breath. Quadruple it, double it, triple it. There'll be all the benefits of that on the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, all the things you don't think about, sleep, digestion, rest, relaxation, all benefited by elongating the out breath longer than the in breath. Okay, within your limits, don't force anything. Okay, lovely. Allow that simplicity to relax the mind as you do that right now. The in breath is conscious thought. The exhale is subconscious thought. So by extending the out breath longer than the in breath, we're encouraging rest, relaxation and digestion. Rest, relaxation, digestion, sleep, all to be benefited by lengthening the out breath longer than the in breath. All the things you don't think about, sleep, digestion, rest and relaxation, we benefited. Even cellular communications being benefited, organ function and communication, process elimination and assimilation within the body, all the things you don't think about. So that's a hypnotic response in a way, very similar to 7-11 breathing, but we're not counting the breath, we're just making the out breath longer than the in breath. That brings us in all them parasympathetic responses in a beneficial way on the nervous system. Lovely. So that's going to be perfectly good to link to motion in a breath synchronized motion manner in a minute, vinyasa in Sanskrit. Or you can take that on a little bit further, make that a little bit more advanced yogic breath. So to make that more advanced yogic breath, optional, if you can get it, you can't get it, don't worry, then you're just going to grip at your esophagus, get our ujjayi breath, in victorious breath in Sanskrit. We're breathing for the nose. Shoulders down, you see mine want to raise up, keep them down. And exhale. And again, you'll feel that sort of, it's like Darth Vader breath, the way I explain it. Again, it's like going, with a mouth shut. As you grip at your esophagus, that again will be a smaller filter for the nose, and that again, once more, lengthen that whole wheel cycle with the breath. Okay, but especially we're still elongating the out breath, no matter what you're doing, ujjayi breath or not. If you've got the ujjayi breath, great, you're breathing in. And exhaling. That sort of raspy, silky, whistling ujjayi breath from the back of the throat. Okay, that's going to help us build the heat from the body, help us fan the fire, burn all the toxins in the body, and that's going to help stimulate the thyroid gland, which helps us weight control, etc. And give the mind something to focus on. It's a real natural focusing breath. I mean, sort of, again, our analogy on using news is like banging a nail in something or threading the needle through something, a fine motor move. We do that. But not as overemphasized as this, obviously. But as you do that right now, you'll feel the focus come, because that gives your mind something to focus on. Okay? As you can feel that weave, that tapestry of relaxation. Be aware of the sound of the breath, the feel of the breath, as it weaves that tapestry of relaxation in every single organ, cell, sinew of the body, allowing that relaxation to melt in to the body like ink on blotting paper into every single cell, sinew of the body, causing them restful relaxation responses and endless streams of comfort. Now, again, optional, with ujjayi breath or not, we're still zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals. If you've got the ujjayi breath, we're very near sort of Ashtanga yogic breath there, with a few slight differences. Okay, lovely. So in a breath synchronized motion manner, vinyasa in Sanskrit, we're going to link that to the qigong motion. Okay, snake head swing tail for short, I like to call it. Again, it's a nice one because you can breathe with the spine. You're breathing in coming up, exhaling down. So it's like overemphasizing the breathing pattern of the spine. Gives us some spinal awareness as we think of the vertebrae stacking up. Now again, we're going to elongate the part on the exhale longer. Okay, and again, you can go as deep as you like with all these, with all body system motions, as we still zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals. I will stick to the Iyengar principles. If you're down deep, no lower than knees and arm and toes. I'm going to stick to them Iyengar yoga alignment principles, optional. Okay, so again, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals. Going to go back and demonstrate. Come into sort of near what you call horse riding stance in karate, stuff like that. Feet not here. Charlie Chaplin is slightly out at an angle. Now again, press down. Again, that causes a bit of traction in the spine. I always like to do that bit. Okay. Now again, you're going to breathe in, come up here, and exhale down. Now again, this is going to be a long part as you really empty the exhale. You might get there before, so just hands on the hip, on here or not. I like this because I can cause a bit of traction in my spine. My shoulders will come up, but I can drop them in a minute. Okay, I'm going to breathe in, come up. Now I like to do this for the foot. Again, have a little turn there. Again, optional. You might want to go that far. You might want to come to here. Allow your shoulders to drop here. Okay, exhale, really empty. If you get there before, carry on. Pressing, gather in, navel towards the spine, really empty out that exhale for as long as you like. A bit sharper here. Here. If you want to turn this, I would turn this first. I would lead with the lead leg and then turn. But again, that's optional. If you feel it on the knee, you know, maybe not go that far. But so you go. Again, exhaling for as long as you like here. And exhale as you gather in. Watch that hyperextension here. Keep the spine neutral. Gather in. Find your corset as always. Exhale. Really empty that exhale long. Stack up these vertebrae. Allow the shoulders to drop. Shoulders over hips, head over shoulders. And again, we're going to breathe in, come up, stacking these vertebrae like Lego bricks. If you've got that little turn on the ball of the foot, great. Then you're going to exhale down. Again, I like to cause a bit of traction. I like to push down. My shoulders will come up. These upper traps do like to take over, but you allow them to melt down as you come back down. Okay. Again, but I like to push in to cause that little bit of traction in the spine. You can even have a little sort of motion here, real sort of like Alexander technique nearly. Just a very tiny micro movement. Just thinking your spine lengthening. Optional, that is. Okay. And then you're going to breathe in, stack up these vertebrae. Zip up. Watch for hyperextension here at the back. You don't want that. Gather in. Tiny waist. That little ripcord around the belly button, pulling in towards the spine. Exhale long here. Empty out. The shoulders come up here. You can press down. Optional. I like that because I feel that traction in my spine. Anything that lengthens the spine is good because it's bearing gravity and shortening a lot of the time. Lovely. Breathe in. Stack up these vertebrae. Think with the bones. Talk with the bones. Okay, raveling, unraveling, winding, unwinding. Again, so again, next move is 2 hands climb the back to strengthen the kidneys. 5th move, bang.